You know this phrase, dark humor? One of the ways of actually describing it now is relief humor or survival humor. These are opportunities for us to...
Joy, 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 joy.
If it's your first time around this neck of the woods, welcome. This is a space where we explore the deep roots of the ideas that quietly shape our lives. You know, the ideas that influence how we believe, how we hold joy, and how we make meaning of our experiences. Not too long ago, my friend Paige and I were working together for the Spirituality Summit, and she shared some absolutely life-changing insights about joy with me. What you're about to hear is all about joy, how to notice it, how to cultivate it, and how to lean into it even when the world feels heavy. Moments like these aren't just about psychology or well-being. They are deeply spiritual. How we see joy, how we allow ourselves to experience it, and how we respond to life's challenges are questions that sit at the heart of our inner lives. Paige is going to take us through her perspective, her stories, and her wisdom about the small, powerful ways joy can anchor us, even in chaotic or difficult times. So lean in, open your heart. I promise you, there is something here for absolutely everyone.
Hello, my loves. I am so beyond thrilled to be here today because I'm going to be speaking on joy and just the absolute pure power that is attached to embodying and embracing more joy in your world. I find that we don't often talk enough about the joyous stuff. Sure, we see the highlight reel on Instagram, but also do we not see the low light of all of the stuff happening? And I won't even put that lightly. There's so much stuff happening. And even when I try to avoid it, yet somehow it still leaks into my life in all of these different ways. And when the world around us feels heavy, it can be so hard to remember that those pockets of peace, those pockets of joy, those pockets of awe and wonder are the things that beautifully help us navigate the world with a little bit more lightness. And this is something I learned very quickly in my world of being a nurse, and how, people may have opinions on how we cope with the things that we see in the world of healthcare. And yet, the more I learned about laughter and these pockets of peace that you can find among others, you know this phrase, dark humor? One of the ways of actually describing it now is relief humor or survival humor. These are opportunities for us to, yes, acknowledge that it's a little bit of a wild one out there, and find that pocket of ha-ha amongst all of the chaos. Because objectively, a lot of the things that are happening in the world are not funny. Like, if I were just like to be like, hey, this is happening, is that hilarious? The answer is no. But anytime we find a moment and put a different perspective shift on it, which can be humor, it's an opportunity for us to be witty, to connect, to be creative, Because how cool is it when someone has a quick wit moment and makes you laugh uncontrollably without any prompting? And it's just this overall experience of beautiful physical release of something that could be really dark or really scary. And of course, not all humor is gonna land. I mean, I've bombed on stage a few times. I've done stand-up comedy. It doesn't always go well. But it is an opportunity to find a little bit of joy, or at least just a pause in the, ugh, this is terrible. It only takes a microsecond for us to be able to really start to tune in to just a different frequency. Because you know when you feel dark, when you feel heavy, it's almost like every cell in your body is just like, don't move. But when you're laughing, when you have this moment where you're feeling so present and so immersed, it's almost like you can feel the vibration inside of your body. That is shifting a frequency. That is moving energy inside of you that we so naturally have. I mean, humans, we laugh. We have the opportunity and the ability to laugh. Even if someone doesn't say a verbal joke. You see Mr. Bean? Broski doesn't say much words. Like it is his mannerisms. It is his expressions on his face. It's the ridiculousness, the silliness of it all that brings you back to the moment of, wow, life is hard and hilarious. It's both. We're holding space for so much of the darkness right now. And I'm finding that if we just held a little bit more space for the light, we are not dishonoring the tough stuff. We are honoring both. I find that I'm hearing more and more messages from people, and I have thought this one particular thing for a long time, is that joy within itself is a bit of an act of rebellion. It is a unique quality that these days we so often don't get the joy of experiencing. How often do you talk to people nowadays and you ask them the question, how are you? And the answer almost always these days is, I'm so busy. I am so busy. Busy with what? I don't picture you being busy with joy. I don't picture, like, even if you have a passion of something, are you taking even the moment to slow down enough to be like, oh, I am so proud of what I've accomplished. And I bet you anybody who's watching this, there's going to be a very high percentage of folks who are like, I don't actually remember the last time I slowed down enough to even acknowledge that I even did anything at all. And what is the point of all of the stuff we're doing if we're not taking these moments to acknowledge the juiciness that life can give us, the beautiful bits that we ourselves create in the work that we do, the small acts of kindness? How often do you minimize even the smallest act of kindness? Oh, I just did it because that's just the way I am. Beautiful. Beautiful. Do you celebrate that about yourself? Do you take those moments to even just notice the surrounding and be in awe of it? Do you take the moments to be in awe of yourself? Because we are mystical and magical in so many ways, but we get so stuck in wondering, could I be better? Could I be doing more? Versus, wow, and just leaving it at that. Just a wow of awe that we are doing so much. So that is why I talk about joy. That is why it is an act of rebellion. We're hardwired as humans to stay alive. It's a very species-based thing. I mean, all creatures are trying to stay alive, right? And so if staying alive predominantly is not getting killed, so not being in physical danger, and not being exiled from a community because we need as a species to be close and connected with others, then we need to be active in creating space for joy. Because joy does not get to go in the mechanism of survival. Fight, flight, freeze, appease. None of those are highlighting joy.
Joy, 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 joy.
If we can become more practiced in noticing the beauty that's around us, in taking those moments of celebrating ourselves and our loved ones, if we can even just breathe a bit of gratitude into our day, just a smidge, and even if it is so incredibly difficult to even say, I'm grateful for this today, go with the bare bones basic and be like, what didn't go wrong today? What didn't feel like it fell apart and lit on fire and is currently burning in a dumpster? What went even okay in comparison to the rest of your morning, afternoon, or night? These are the ways to tell our body, mind, and spirit that we are safe in this very moment. Yes, of course, some act of nature could happen and this whole building could collapse. I really hope that doesn't happen. But I'm grateful that it's not. And that is just such a simple little tiny teeny thing. But if I thought even deeper, it is so cool that I am extended up in the air in multiple layers of a building that I just don't even pay attention to. I just walk in here every single day for work. And if I actually looked at the awe of it and the gratitude of, wow, there's other people in my space that I can connect with. This is where my clients can come and just sit and just be. I would be in a much happier place. We all would be in a much happier place if we could just settle into these pockets of peace. And so that's what I do. I'm a clinical counselor, and I specialize in helping helpers, especially those in the healthcare field, the space where things are meant to be so serious and so professional. And I feel like that leaks out into all of these different areas of our lives, especially when there's the heaviness of things online. And so my role, my goal in this world is to help people feel more deeply into their joy. There's so much laughter that happens in our sessions, whether it's a person who is laughing because they had a good joke. Chef's kiss to dark humor, seriously. Where we're both cackling, laughing, and then bringing it back and being like, hey, tell me the deeper layer here. But we set a tone. We set a tone of safety. The more we can feel that sense of safety within ourselves, that joy, that peace, whatever juicy, happy words that can come to mind, pleasant emotions, it helps us feel more in our bodies. It helps us to feel more connected to ourselves. It helps us feel more connected to those around us, especially if we're laughing and experiencing a happy moment together. The research shows over and over and time again, when those acts of kindness happen, when we have that bravery to go and do something different and have another person be a witness of that and celebrate with us, these are the magical moments that we are not giving enough credit to. I've heard once before that it takes a microsecond for a difficult or traumatic memory to imprint on our mind, and that it can take up to 12 seconds or more for a pleasant or positive memory to imprint. Those are not great odds. And if we already have like a long history of difficulties in our lives, our brain is also extra hardwired to making sure that we're protected and safe. So it becomes a lifeline to be able to access joy. It's not a constant state. I will never be happy 100% of the time, and nor do I want to be. That would get really boring. There's a little bit of spice to life. That's why there's a spectrum of emotions. And so if we remove the expectation of trying to be happy all the time and be okay all the time, if we can look at it more like, how can I cultivate more moments where I feel safe, connected, joyous, a little bit of a whoof, and just a deep breath out kind of energy and vibe, we're going to be able to show up in the world with so much more clarity. We're going to show up in the world with so much more peace just within our system. We co-regulate to one another. And so when I have an opportunity to be in the presence of another person who is feeling that abundance of joy, I am receiving a gift. And so it is an act of rebellion against the crap that we're navigating. Because being human is hard. Commercials like to try and convince us otherwise, that there's some secret solution that's going to make it all better. Spoiler alert, not how it works. I would be out of a job if that were the case. And so, if we can find these pockets of peace, these pockets of joy, we are amplifying our capacity to show up the way that we want to in the world. And I think that is a beautiful thing. And if we weren't meant to experience joy, it would not be part of our existence. So, this is an invitation to you to find the things, no matter how big or how small, that spark something in you that is different than the busyness, the difficulty, the stress, whatever little glistens or glimmers or sparkles that come through. Catch it, notice it, appreciate it, even if it just is 12 seconds, because you too deserve to have some more imprints in your life of how beautiful that it truly, truly can be.
Joy, 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 joy.
I absolutely, truly resonate with everything Paige shared. Joy truly has the power to transform our lives. Not just in the big and obvious moments, but in those tiny intentional ways that shift our perspective and anchor us even when the world feels heavy. As the old saying goes, the deepest rivers flow slowly. Some lessons need time to sink in. In that spirit, I invited Paige to answer a few deeper questions on Patreon, explaining how joy shows up in our lives, how we hold it, and how we can practice it daily. If you feel drawn to continue this conversation, the extended version and its accompanying handout are there for you. I'll leave the link in the description below. And if you want to connect with Paige directly, whether for guidance or for a session with her or to explore her work further, you can find her website also linked in the description below. At the end of the day, thank you for being here. Thank you for holding this space with us. And thank you for giving yourself permission to notice, to feel, and to embody joy. Even in the small moments of your day, joy truly matters.
The world feels heavy, but laughter breaks the night. Joy is shared laughter. Joy is quiet rebellion.